all, welcome to Ranjana's Academy. Today I'm going to teach the topic haloalkanes and haloarenes. So we are going to go in text each point by point and we are going to understand the complete chapter in an easy manner. Let's get started. So the replacement of hydrogen atom in a hydrocarbon, aliphatic or aromatic, by halogen atom results in the formation of alkyl halides. So what is this? There is going to be the replacement of hydrogen atom in a hydrocarbon, aliphatic or aromatic, by a halogen atom results in the formation of an alkyl halide or an aryl halide. Say for I have a CH3, CH2, CH3. What is this? Propane. Now in one place I am going to substitute one halogen. So I am substituting here one halogen. I am substituting bromine. What is an halogen? Halogen includes all the elements of group 17. Okay. So what do you have? Chlorine, bromine, iodine, fluorine. Yes, so all these come under the group 17 elements. So I'm replacing here. Usually these are what is used here in this chapter. So this is called as what? This is called as an haloalkane. Now what is an arene? You have a benzene ring like this. Now in one place if I have chlorine, this is called as an haloarene. Haloalkanes contain halogen atom attached to the sp3 hybridized carbon. So what do they have? Haloalkanes will have the carbon attached to sp3, whereas haloarene will have the carbon which is attached to what? sp2. sp2. These halo compounds have various wide applications in industries as well as in day-to-day life, starting from your chlorophenicol. Chlorophenicol is used for the treatment of typhoid. Yes. Okay, so it is used in the treatment of typhoid fever. Iodine, it is a iodine containing hormone, that is your thyroxine. It is used for the treatment of goitre, that is if you have the deficiency of this particular hormone you get the disease goitre. And what is your chloroquine doing? It is doing the treatment of malaria. And then halothane, it is used as anesthetic during surgeries, halothane. And certain fluorinated compounds have been considered as potential blood substituents in surgery. So you can see it has wide scope in the applications in day-to-day life. So this is all about your introduction. Now let's get started with the types of halo compounds. What are the classifications you have in halo compounds? Halo compounds can be classified depending upon the number of halogens first. That is monohaloalkane, dihaloalkane. What does it mean? How many halogen atoms you have? If you have one halogen atom, it is monohaloalkane. If the same is present in an aromatic ring, it is called as monohaloarene. So what is alkyl halides? Alkyl halides are those which have CnH2n plus 1x. This is the general formula of alkyl halides. Okay, CnH2n plus 1x. X stands for your halogen. Okay, so they are further classified as primary, secondary and tertiary depending upon the number of halogens or the number of groups which is attached to the main carbon. And what is your allylic halides? These are the compounds in which the halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon next to carbon-carbon double bond. So what is the condition or criteria for allylic halides? It has to have two conditions. That is, one, it has to be sp3 hybridized, and second thing, it has to have a double bond in it. So what does this mean? If you have like this, okay, this carbon you take it here. This is attached adjacent to a double bond carbon, next to a double bond carbon, then it is having sp3 hybridization. So this is an example for allylic halide. Likewise, allylic we are seeing in an aromatic ring. Then what is this? Here you can see there is a carbon, okay, and it has next to it, it has a adjacent carbon. You have what? Adjacent carbon, you are having a double bond, and here you are having the halogen. So it is sp3 hybridized and it is having double bond. So it is an allylic halide. What is a benzylic halide? What you have here is the halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom next to an aromatic ring. So this is the example for it. You have an aromatic ring. Okay. To this you have CH2X. Here the carbon is sp3 hybridized, and what is the two conditions for this? Do you need a double bond for this? No. In allylic halide you need a double bond. Over here you need aromatic ring. So for benzylic halides the condition is sp3 hybridized along with aromatic ring. Okay. Yes. So next to an aromatic ring, the next type of classification of halo compounds is based upon the sp2 hybridization. So what is the conditions for vinylic and aryl halides is vinylic halides must have, one is sp2 hybridization and the other one it has to have a double bond in it. So then it is called as vinylic halides. Then what is aryl halides? You have to have sp2 hybridization and you have to have an aromatic ring, the same of that of your allylic and benzylic. But here what you are needing instead of it sp2, that is the only change you have here. Okay, so that you can remember AB and this you can remember as AB. Okay, now let us see the nomenclature. What is the nomenclature you have here? Having learned the classification of halogenated compounds, let us now see how they are named. So usually there are two different name patterns which you keep for a particular compound. One is your IUPAC name. What is IUPAC? What is IUPAC? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Okay, so this nomenclature, this group will be fixing the names for compounds. So what is the name they have kept? That is important. And usually these names are kept on the basis of position of the halogens or the compounds. Okay, so IUPAC names are based upon the positions, whereas common names are how they are present in structure. So you have another one classification of names, that is common names. How do you call it? So here you have some examples which is given in textbook, so you have to be familiar with those. So N-propyl bromide, isopropyl chloride, isobutyl chloride, all these are you have already learnt in your class 11 organic chemistry. So we are not going detail into it. Now let us go for the dihaloalkanes. What is dihaloalkanes? Where you have two halogen atoms in an alkane chain, right? So having the same type of halogen atoms are called as alkylidene or alkylene dihalides. Same type of halogen atoms means if it is chlorine, that particular alkane will have chlorine only. So now let us see what is alkylidene or what is alkylene dihalides. Okay, so what are these two? We are going to see now, right? So the dihalo compounds having same type of halogen atoms are further classified into geminal halides and vicinal halides. So what is geminal halides? Geminal halides or gem dihalides are nothing but the carbons, the halogens are attached to the same carbon. For example, I have CH3, CX2. This is an example of geminal dihalide. Why? Both the halogens are attached to the same carbon. Then what is vicinal? It is the adjacent carbon. Note the word adjacent. To the adjacent carbon, you will be having your halogens attached. For example, CH2, CHX, then CHX, CH3. Geminal dihalides are also called as alkylidenes. See, geminal dihalides are also called as alkylidenes, and alkylene dihalides are those which is vicinal dihalides. You have to know these two. Now let us see the nomenclature of a few compounds which is given mentioned in our textbooks. Okay, so we have to be thorough with the examples which is given in textbooks. Now let us see what is CH3, CH2, CH, Cl, CH3. This Cl is attached to this carbon, so if it comes here, your naming pattern has to go in the opposite direction starting from here to here. So which means that 2-chlorobutane. Why butane? You have 4 carbon atoms in it. So understood this? Likewise, we'll be naming for each of those. And how to name your common names is what I'm going to teach specifically, because IUPAC names you have already learned in your class 11. Now, what is your common name? How do you do it is, see, your secondary position is having the halogen. So it means that secondary butyl chloride. Then CH3, CH2Br. So it is called as neopentyl bromide. What is neopentyl bromide? That is CH3 thrice. Why? If you draw the structure and see, students, you will be getting like this. That is CH3. If you draw, you will get it to be like this. This is a new structure. So it is called as neopentyl bromide. Likewise, the same, if you can ask me, over here also we are having CH3 thrice, but it is not given as neopentyl bromide is because this is tertiary butyl bromide. Why? You just draw the pattern and check it out. How will you get it? You will be having a CH3 here and you'll have a carbon, CH3 here, CH3 here, and a bromine here. Now, if you see, will you take this as your main chain? No, you have to consider this as your main chain. So, in this case, what will you get? This will be what? Bromide, because inclusive of this. This will be bromide, and in the tertiary position it is present, so it is tertiary butyl bromide. Then you have vinyl chloride, that is CH2 double bond CHCl, and allyl bromide. This is orthochlorotoluene. You know ortho, meta and para positions. So this is orthochlorotoluene. Next is benzyl chloride. Then you have methylene. CH2 is methylene. Cl2 is chloride itself. And CHCl3 is chloroform. And CHBr3 is bromoform. And CCl4 is carbon. Today we have discussed introduction, nomenclature and classification. In the upcoming sessions, I will be teaching you the reactions and mechanisms. Thank you so much for watching. If you had understood today's concepts, do give this video a like and subscribe. Thank you.